And now to this. In 2018, Norwegian company Nordic Aquafarms announced a plan to create one of the world's largest salmon farms in Belfast.
Yes, almost 5 years later, that plan has hit roadblock and roadblock and roadblock. Our Caroline LaCour joining us now to explain the most recent developments in that situation. Hey, Caroline.
Hey, good morning, Lee and Sharon. Conservation group the Friends of Harriet L. Hartley recently filed a civil complaint in Waldo County against the city of Belfast and Nordic Aquafarms, claiming the land being passed over to Nordic isn't for them at all, and conserving Belfast is a priority.
Nordic is not the right job at the right place.
Local conservation group the Friends of Harriet L. Hartley is trying to halt plans for Nordic Aquafarms in Belfast by filing a civil complaint over the city's land agreement with the Norwegian company.
So that's the issue right there.
Nordic plans to build on a 12-acre parcel, but the conservation group claims there are restrictions on the land in place since the 1970s that require it to stay in its natural condition.
The owner to the state, then from the state to the city, and then from the city to the district, and finally to Nordic, those restrictions were always there.
The city removed those restrictions for Nordic with a deed of vacation. However, Friends of Hartley Secretary Andrew Stevenson says he, like many others, don't believe the city has that authority.
And I have to wonder whether you can really go back and just rewrite history that way.
The city of Belfast attorney did not agree to an interview, but sent a statement saying the group's claims are incorrect because the state of Maine gave the city of Belfast all of its authority regarding those restrictions through a document that was recorded on the same day as the deed of vacation. This is the latest in a long legal battle over Nordic between the company, the city, and activists who want to stop the project.
We formed the conservation area to defend that conservation easement, and we've been involved in the controversy ever since then.
I also reached out to a Nordic Aquafarms spokesperson who tells me the company views the legal claims as harassment, saying the pertinent deeds were properly recorded and released from the Maine Department of Transportation. They also add they see the legal action as an attempt to tear down a project they believe is good for Mainers. Caroline LaCour, News Center, Maine.